The Union Education Ministry has formed a 7-member panel to introduce reforms to the National Testing Agency, and one of the 7 members is a professor from IIT Madras called Mr. Ramamurthy. And joining us now for a quick conversation is the director of IIT Madras himself, Mr. Kamakoti. Sir, first of all, what will be the objective of this 7-member panel? What will their recommendations be of? In which nature will it be of?
So there are three important objectives that we expect this committee to come out. Number one is a very robust process. As you know, I'd been mentioning that conducting an examination is like launching a rocket. Rocket is actually a product, but the launch is a process. And we need a very robust process. What is important is every step, it should be fault-free. Because this concerns millions of students, career of millions of students. And there should be a very, very strict check and balance. I think with Dr. Radhakrishnan, former chairman of ISRO, who had seen multiple launches, heading this, I'm sure that process will become very, very robust. So the process is something where it starts from how do you collect application, how do you put things in place, how do you set question paper, who will set question paper, where will the question paper move from one place to another, where you are printing or it's online, and how it gets disseminated to the students on the day of examination, then how do you evaluate, and finally, how do you get the correct things. So this fair and transparent way by which the entire examination need to be done is what we will expect out of this. The second important thing is that the data security protocol. So there's something called need to know principle. I need not know anything which I need not be informed about some things which I need not know, right? I need to know only things that I have to know about for the process. So this examination process will have N people, right? And each of them will have certain access to the question paper or certain parts of this process. So this need to know principle is very important for the data security protocol. I think that they will bring out. It has to come out. And then some of the modern techniques by which, like encryption, etc., some of the novel techniques also will be put in place. So that's the second thing. Now you have a process, you also have a protocol. Now to implement this, we need to have a very clear organization. So there's an organogram of NTA. NTA exists. See, till last year they have been conducting examinations. We did not get this type of complaint. This time, unfortunately, some complaints have come. Now this has to be looked at, and the organogram has to evolve, right? What would be, so there might be one vertical which is looking at basically security aspects of data for the protocol itself. And I also envisage that now that they are doing a lot of examinations, there will be vertical created for NEET, vertical created for JEE, vertical within the organization. They will look at this. See, IIT Madras today organizes for the South Zone, JEE Advanced and also GATE, and then JAM, right? So we have three different verticals, though same IIT Madras, but we have three verticals handling each one of them individually because it requires that much amount of effort. So that type of organogram change also will come. So number one, process. Number two, data security protocol. Number three is this organogram. I think these are very important, and Radhakrishnan sir is a process man, and we have Professor Ramurthy, Professor Mittal from IIT Delhi, then the Vice Chancellor, Professor Rao, and then Guleria sir from AIIMS. So we have a very veterans who have looked at this. Professor Ramurthy in particular has been JEE chairman in 2006 and has been involved with this examination for quite some time, and he was a dean academic courses, and so are the others. So I think they will also come out, and the time duration is 2 months because we have to finish this in 2 months so that in next year we are ready for this, because it takes almost 6 to 8 months to conceive. I think we are very positive about it, and very importantly to the student community. See, today they say around 100 or some amount of people have got access to the question paper. It is very fortunate. Of course, there is a lot of tension for the students, but it is very fortunate that it has come to light. And then the government has taken all these proactive 4-pronged steps, handing it over to the CBI, forming this committee, the Examination Act. See, now people will start thinking, like just for this examination, should I, if something was, if I do a fraud, will I land up in a jail for 10 years and 1 crore? Then that's not worth it, right? So that type of an Examination Act has come, and also they have fixed accountability. The DG of NTA has been changed So I think government has very clearly indicated its intention to curb it at the earliest. If this has grown into, today this 100 or somebody, but suppose it went unnoticed, and it now grows to 1,000 in some time, right? Then this fair and transparent way of determining the career of the students would have been in jeopardy, right? So some way this is a blessing in disguise that has come out, and this can be curbed. Now, looking at, I was also involved in these type of examinations, and handling at IIT, we are handling this on a every year basis. I'm sure that this robust mechanism will be in place. There's not that it can't do it. The CBI case is very, very important.
Sir, my next question was about, sir, of course, as you told, until last year, the NTA was doing an amazing job in terms of conducting examinations. But this year, unfortunately, we are looking at, question paper leaks and document, forging and all these things. Why do you think, in your expert opinion, where things could have gone wrong?
I see, it's $1 million question. And that's why I was just about to tell you that CBI inquiry is extremely important. The first moment that I came to know through media that there are cases has been handed over to CBI, I thought that's the best step, because it is also not restricted to some state. Yesterday I saw it's also gone to Ranchi and some places, right? So it's a pan-India, maybe it's a pan-India network or something. We need to find out that point of leak. See, if some matter moves out of your heart and crosses your tongue, it is no more a secret. You got it, right? You said, tell it to some XY. Then it is in the hands of that X or Y to keep it within themselves, or it's completely out of your control. That is the way question papers are also. See, it should not move out. The moment it moves out, then you have N mechanisms. Like I can send by WhatsApp, and it's end-to-end encrypted. Nobody can even, no agency can even find out what I'm sending to you. It's end-to-end encrypted. I can send it by dark web. I can send it by N means. Okay, so today media, so the digital media is so prevalent that there are N ways of communicating things, right? I can scan and send. I can, make a PDF and send. So that particular point where the paper has leaked, where it went out. See, there is a process. It has question paper setters would have set that paper, and it would have been, in some media, meaning in digital form in a hard disk or something. Where did it leak? That point is extremely, is that source, that first source, that we need to find out. And that's where the outcome of the CBI case is extremely important even for this committee. Right.
Sir, when we talk about the data security protocol, of course, during your, while answering the first question also, you gave a very good brief about the data security protocol. How was the committee going to look into strengthening the data security protocol, and how was it fault at this year's process?
Yeah, so the point is we don't know where it went wrong. So that's the question. That's $1 million question. But the data security protocol, as I told you, it's a need to know principle. See, if you just say, as a chairman of organizing the JEE, meaning as a chairman of a JEE, see, there will be one organizing institute. There will be one chairman who will be handling that south zone. As a zonal chairman, I need not have access to the question paper, though I am chairman of JEE. Okay, so this is called the need to know principle. There will be only 3 or 4 or 5 fellows, the whole hierarchy, who will know about what the question paper, who would have seen the question paper before the exam, before going into print and corrected proof. So this is very, very important. This is the first principle. Need to know principle is the first fundamental thing for data security. I think that is what they will now bring it to place. Right? I think that is, and it's all doable. We have been doing for 60 years now. The advance we have been doing it. So it is doable. And then they will now start putting some more encryption and other things to see that, and also logs. So it should be stored in a place where there is a log. Like for example, locker in a bank, right? So whoever enters that room, there is a log, right? So we know we can trace out. If something goes wrong very quickly, we can trace out where it goes. So these type of things, I think, will be in place now.
So final question, what is the message to the students? Because this year the students are very confused as to, recently the NET exam got cancelled, and now the NEET PG has got postponed. So a lot of confusion is prevailing among students who are preparing for competitive exams, who have already written exams. So what is your message to them?
So one of the things is that this has come out. It's very unfortunate. If I were a parent or if I were a student, I'll be really cursing. Okay, so it's very important, right? I've prepared, I've written, and everything. But this whole thing will certainly lead to a robust process, which yesterday also Honorable Minister was mentioning. It will be a error-free, tamper-free, transparent exam pattern. That will come out surely. That we have done in the case of JEE Advanced. We have been doing it. Till last year, as I told you, even this year JEE Mains was conducted by NTA. We did not have such complaints at all. So we will, surely this will come to a protocol where there will be complete care taken so that students are not put into such type of trouble in future. Students should have a faith in the system. It has come this time. Of course, there is a certain amount of confusion, but surely this will all go off in the very shortest possible time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for talking to us. That is the director of IIT Madras telling us that, of course, it is very unfortunate that this time something of this sort has happened with the NTA. But, of course, the 7-member panel that has been constituted by the Union Education Ministry, they are looking into this matter and they'll come up with a robust mechanism to prevent this kind of instances from happening in the future, is what he is assuring to the students, and he is telling the students to not lose faith in the system. Dharni with Jai Prakash for Times Network from Chennai.